Hi everyone, welcome back to Tejo Online Tutorials. So today we are going to see another video on excretion in plants. In the last classes we have learned about how excretion took place in humans through excretory organs called as kidneys. So in this video we are going to learn how excretion is going to take place in plants, what are the excretory organs, how the waste eliminated through plants. Okay, so moving to the next slide. Do plants excrete like animals? Yes or no? Yes, plants also will eliminate the waste like animals, but there are no specific organs for the excretion in plants. So, plants also perform various metabolic activities. It also undergo various processes like photosynthesis, respiration. So it also forms certain metabolic waste in their body, but the breakdown of that waste substance will be much slower than compared to the animals. So as it is much slower than compared to the animals, the accumulation of waste in the plants is also much slower. Okay, then how the plants are going to eliminate the waste? So if you observe in the green plants which are in the darkness, and the leaves which do not contain chlorophyll produce carbon dioxide and water as a respiratory waste products. In plants, oxygen itself can be considered as a waste product generated during the process of photosynthesis. So this oxygen as well as carbon dioxide and water are eliminated through the plants by what? By a specialized organ present in the plant called as stomata. It is called as stomata. So what is stomata? Stomata is nothing but it is one of the organ present beneath the leaves, which are guarded by two specialized cells which are in the shape of somewhat kidney shaped, like means bean shaped. Okay, these are two cells which are called as guard cells. So these are made up of parenchyma cells. What is the function of these guard cells? These guard cells help in closing and opening of stomata during the process of gaseous exchange. This is the only cells which help in the closing and opening of stomata, by which carbon dioxide, oxygen and various gases will move out and enter inside the leaves. Not only the gases, some of the excess of water are also eliminated by the plant through a process called as guttation. What is guttation? Guttation is nothing but exudation of droplets of water from the margins of leaves is called as guttation. If you observe the diagram, this is a grass plant. Okay, this is a grass plant and these are the margins of the grass plant. Okay, so in this grass plant, if you observe generally in the spring season, if you go out and if you see the grass plant, you can see the tiny droplets of water on the tip of the uh, grass leaves or all margins of the leaves. So these droplets are nothing but these are the excess of water present in the plants which they are going to eliminate through their through stomata and also lenticles lenticels are nothing but those are also a kind of pores or openings present on the stem. Okay, so these are stomata are the pores present beneath the leaves, and the lenticels are the pores present in the stem or barks of the plant. So this guttation process happens during the night and early morning sessions. So this is the process how the excess of water is eliminated from the plant. Not only by the process of guttation, plants also eliminate excess of water present in it through a process called as transpiration. Okay, so by the process of evaporation, plants get eliminate the excess of water present in it. If you observe the diagram, you can see in this diagram, due to the sun's heat and light, the excess of water absorbed by the roots will be eliminated through the leaves by a process called as transpiration. Not only that, the roots also produce some kind of gases into the soil. Okay, so which is also it is also some kinds of waste which will be excluded or eliminated by the roots. So the farmer, that's why he will change the crop from season to season. That means he will rotate the crop. For one season he will grow groundnut, and the next other season he will grow maize. Continuously he will not grow the same kind of crop throughout the year. Okay, so this is about the process of transpiration. And if you see the plants like tobacco, tea and almond, it will eliminate the excess of waste through its leaf. It will store the waste material in their leaf, and it will be eliminated through the leaf fall. Okay, so by this leaf fall, the waste will be eliminated in these kinds of plants. So when chlorophyll breaks down, it gives a characteristic color to the leaf. That means it gives a orangish yellow color to the leaf, just you can see before the leaf fall. By the leaf fall also, the plant will eliminate the waste from its. Not only in the leaves, plants also store some of the waste in the fruits. Example, yam. The process of storing of waste in the fruits which are solid bodies called as raphides. Okay, so next we will see what is mean by secretion. Secretion is nothing but movement of materials from one place to other place, from one organ to other organ. Next, what is mean by excretion and secretion? Excretion is nothing but removal of materials completely from the living beings is called as excretion, and secretion is movement of materials from one point to other point is called as secretion. So there are two kinds of secretion, two types of secretion. One is primary metabolites, another one is secondary metabolites. Primary metabolites are carbohydrates, proteins and fats. These carbohydrates, proteins and fats are used by the plants itself in their metabolic processes, in building up of their body, or in the process of formation of, in the process of respiration, to give energy. Okay, so if you see the secondary metabolites are alkaloids, resins, latex and gums, which are economically important to us. So which we will see one by one in the next slide. First we will see about alkalides. Alkalides are nitrogenous byproducts and poisonous waste. So if you observe in this chart, we will see one by one. First one is quinine. It is produced from a plant called as Cinchona officinalis. It is present in the plant part bark, and it is used as an anti-malarial drug. Next one, nicotine. It is produced from the plant Nicotiana tabacum. It is present in leaves and it is used as insecticide. Next, morphine, cocaine, Papaver somniferum. It is produced in fruits. It is used as painkiller. Next alkaloid is Rasprine, Rauwolfia serpentiana. It is a plant in which this alkaloid is produced. It is present in root. It is used for snake bite. It is used for medicine for snake bite. Next one is caffeine. It is produced in the plant Coffea arabica. It is present in seed. It is used as stimulant. It is used as stimulant for central nervous system. Next one is nimbin. It is produced in plant Azadirachta indica, that is neem plant. It is present in seeds, barks, leaves, and it is used as antiseptic, like when you have some allergies or for decreasing of your wounds. All this we will apply this neem leaves, in which the nimbin is present. Scopolamine, it is present in Datura, Stramonium. It is present in fruits and flowers, and it acts as sedative, used as sedative. Pyrethroids, next one, it is present in chrysanthemum. It is present in flowers. It is used as insecticide. Insecticide means it is used for killing of insecticides. These all are alkaloids present in various kinds of plants. Coming to the next secondary metabolite, tannins. Tannins are carbon compounds. They are stored in different parts of plant and they are deep brown in color. Tannins are generally used in leather industry, and it's also used in preparation of some medicines. Example, cassia and acacia, both the plants produce tannins. Next, coming to resins. Resins are produced in resin passages. These are some specialized passages present in gymnosperm plants. These are used in varnishes, that means paints. Example, it is produced in pinus plant. Next, coming to gums. Gums, in the name itself, you know what is meant by a gum. It is a sticky substance. This is a sticky substance. When a branches are cut, these gums are produced from the plant. These gums swells by absorbing water and helps in healing of damaged parts of plant. These gums are also economically useful and they are valuable. They are used in adhesives. They are used as binding agent and also used in the preparation of some medicines and food. Mostly these are produced from neem and acacia plant. If you see the diagram, this is the diagrammatic view of gums. These bubble-like structures are nothing but gums which are oozing out of the branch of the plant. And next, coming to the latex. Latex is also a sticky substance which is milky white, secreted by the plant. Latex mostly stored in a kind of cells called as latex cells. Mostly this latex is used for the preparation of rubber. Example, the latex produced in Hevea brasiliensis plant is used in the preparation of rubber. And the latex which is used from a plant called as Jatropha is used in the production of biodiesel. So this is the diagrammatic view of latex. It is a milky white substance produced from the bark of the plant. So these are about the secondary metabolites of plant which are secreted by the plant. So this is about the excretion of plant. Thank you. If you have any doubts, please comment in the comment section. Thank you.